See if you can recognise any before we actually get into it.
I'm sorry, it's just a I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter. Never meant to make your daughter. I apologize a trillion times. Apologize a trillion times. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sunday Assembly. It's our third one in Manchester. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Chief Hire, for signing off with us. That was brilliant. Thank you. Just a few things very quickly. So the extremely important yet slightly dull stuff, which is about 5, we're expecting about 5 stage. Nice. There is one, the fire exits. Our band Steve goes through the very beginning table. We'll all lead you out, but the band is on just follow us. You can say hands, okay? If anyone needs the toilets, they're just through there. And if anyone needs a smoke, you can stick with us until the end. We have to just go for an hour. And if not, it's through those doors and the little exit out the back. Okay. Now, I understand it's slightly cold. I see some people have come quite warm, snugly, some people are thinking they should have lost some more rain, that's fine. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a song, which will get us going, we'll get us off a bit warm. And you'll see there's a few songs throughout the day, we're going to have an amazing speaker to talk to us, and we're going to have a poem. So quite an interesting day. So we'll start with this song so we can stand up and get a bit warm. So appreciate you here on the music. Happy to introduce
small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. Took the midnight train going anywhere. Smoky room, smell of wine and cheap perfume, smile they could share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard, shadows searching. To roll the dice just one more time. Some will win, some will lose, some were born to sing the blues. The movie never ends, it goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. to find emotion hiding somewhere in the night. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people.
That was possibly the best song we've had so far. Everyone knew the lyrics and kicked out the system. The first thing I want to say is actually I'm a bit of an interloper. I'm not Joe Hope, but I was also not Chris Osborne. Okay. So interestingly, we've had our Plan A, Plan B host kind of not turn up. So I'm kind of stepping into the breach today. So stick with me, and I hope I'll get you all through it. I said this is the third time we've got today. Since we started. I've seen a few familiar faces already, so for those that have been coming to us and supporting, thank you. For all the new people, welcome. Not that I'm not welcoming you. Okay, so we've got lots of exciting things planned today. We've got lots more songs, like I said. And we're going to have a big speaker coming up a bit later to talk to us about New Year's resolutions, so get you thinking that song. I've also seen that some people have already discovered the blues. What I'd say is, just hold on to them, don't go just yet. We've got something very special to do with that later. Okay. Hopefully everyone knows why you're here today and what Sunday 7 is about. So it's about trying to get a community feel and bringing people together. And it's all about living better, helping often, and wondering more. And I think today, the speakers we've got, and we've got a wonderful poet coming on later, I think that will all tie all that together for us. So, I'm Thomas, okay? I'm your host. I can't remember if I introduce myself, and you can talk to me later. And I suppose every time we have a theme, and the theme for today is success, okay? And we'll be hearing more about that. So hopefully I'm ticking that list. I'm trying to make this a success today. And I'm also fulfilling one of my New Year's resolutions, which was to do something that scares me every week. And studying football, you guys, kind of feels that as well. So thanks for that. So what I want to do is introduce Joe. And this is our poet who's going to read us a lovely poem. I'm not sure if you're interested in it, so I'm interested to listen to it. Joe's surname is Hope, and I think that everyone should be. So if you would read to us, that would be brilliant.
Yes. Is it on?
Oh yeah, just go for it.
Okay.
Let's get you in front. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
What's on your?
This is called Vertigo.
It's okay, it's fine, go for it.
I'll just try.
You're okay.
Okay. This is called Vertigo. This time is perfect, when we sit around till 3 and drink shitty wine and complain about mornings as if these 24 hours are temporary. All we create is new and clean, or more filthy than anything you would believe. You wish you could walk this way again. We use everything that makes you special, and we do it better, or not as well because we never were as genuine. You would sing, and you would wake up early, or not at all if you wanted. You would steal more, and you would have listened. You would never have built us. This time is perfect, just as your time was perfect, when we rose with the stars and neither slept nor drank
nor cooked only pasta for 40 days. You owned the world then, and we knew what we needed. And you who follow the drunken dents in the grass where we first trod, and the crumbs of our self-confidence, you know we are flawless still, not unspoiled and unlearned like you. The Eiffel Tower and the oceans belong to us. Watch us as we let our weight fall against the wind, as we fall blinded without brakes, still not as brave as you and just how you dream. We know we might break, but we want to know when. We fear the passing of the full moon days in case afterwards we live undamaged and carry no scars to prove our existence. Nights with no touch, no sound, and we know you will not follow us forever. These nights, we hope we may slip soon from your searchlight eyes. Nights we have no examples for the world, and fear death. And our last word for you who scorn our porcelain faces and pity our curse words. We sit in branches, shaking free the leaves still green, and watch until we too lie among others on the soil. We fall with the rainwater, and then we shall see the clouds and mock them for floating. We shall know the end, and see the way there with more than shadows. We shall accept sleep. We shall find other skies and know how to fly them. But we will never again feel that first long fear from heights.
Whether you're aware or not, because you set New Year's resolutions, you run the risk that by the end of the month, you hit the peak of failure in the year. And that's when New Year's resolutions have failed and people go into a slide. So what I want to do today is to build awareness around New Year's resolutions about what else we can do if we truly want that resolution to happen. Now, some resolutions not right for us. So some people say, this is what I want to do. But if they achieve it in life, it could cause lots of other problems. So, for example, it could be in the workplace, I want to become strong and confident and be ripe for promotion. That's a good one, isn't it? Yeah? So, everyone put your hand up, it'll make you warm. It's a good one to aim for. However, if you do that, you might run the risk of creating a threat in the workplace and people might not like the change in you. So it's understanding what is completely right. And I want to read a little story that's got a gem of a meaning inside it. And I know because you're an intelligent looking crowd, and the fact that you're here shows that you're intelligent. It's called The Littlest God. Look for the secret. It wasn't long after the gods created mankind that they began to realise their mistake. The creatures they created were so deft, so skillful, so full of curiosity and spirit of inquiry, some people call that nosy, that it was only a matter of time before they would start to challenge the gods to supremacy. To ensure their preeminence, the gods held a large conference to discuss the issue. All the gods were very clear about one thing. The difference between the gods and the humans was the quality of the resources that the gods had. While humans had their egos and were concerned with the external and materialistic aspects of the world, the gods had spirit, soul, and an understanding of the workings of the inner self. The danger was, sooner or later, humans would want some of that too. So the gods decided to hide the resources. But the question was, where? And that's why they had such long discussions. Some suggested hiding the resources at the top of the highest mountains. But humans are pretty good, they'll soon climb such mountains. And the deepest oceans, they'll be there too. Even the mines and the most impenetrable jungles would give up the secrets. Mechanical birds would explore the sky and space, and the moon and the planets would soon become tourist destinations. And even when the wisest and most creative God fell silent, as if every avenue was explored, the littlest God spoke up. Why don't we hide those resources inside each human being? They'll never think to look for them in there. Think about it. It'll come to you either now, soon, or later. So what if we've actually got hidden resources within us? Now, if I said to you, let's consider those hidden resources have got one name, one word, a word that is the secret to life, a word that is secret to health, to relationships, to success, just one word. Anybody any idea what that one word could be? Emotion. Really? Emotion? You're kidding? So, because I was coming here, I've done a survey over the last week. I had a goal of hitting 250 people with the question that I'm going to tell you now. It was just short of 250 people, and I've collected a wide variety of response. And my statement was to a person, imagine I'm one-to-one with you, and I say to you, you're emotional. You're emotional. What's your instant reaction? And I got a wide range. I did it over Facebook, I did it face-to-face, over the phone, with anybody that came in contact with me. And I got blushing, I got eyes filled with tears, I got I am and I'm proud, which I liked. I got others who went, stalled, and then created their response, knowing what I might be looking for, and they said, yes, I am, and it's good to be emotional. And then on the other side, I got aggression. I actually got people saying rude words to me to go somewhere, something off. All I did was say we're emotional, and we don't have a very healthy relation to emotion, because emotion is behind everything. Doctors do now recognise that emotion is behind an awful lot of illnesses. And I was talking to a lady who's just retired from the hospice, and I was telling her about coming here today, and she said, oh yes, emotion. We could always tell those that were going to pass over soonest because of their emotional state. The ones that were sad, fed up, they'd given up, they'd lost hope, they were not happy. They always went first, whereas the others that had good, strong emotion of, I'm going to win, I feel good, they always lasted longer. So I asked her, knowing that, because everybody in the hospice knew that, nursing staff, cleaners even, and there's consultants, what was done? She said, what do you mean? So I said, what was done to help them get into that emotional state? She said, well, often they were told by the consultants, you need to snap out of it, you need to feel happier, you need to do this. It's like, yeah, but how? How do you do it? So it's easy to be told, you must do this, but if you don't know, how do you do it? Now, what if those resources can be inside ourselves? That's where maybe the magic is. Now, this time of year, a lot of people are in a financially stuck place. There's lots of insecurity in the world, there's lots of bad news on the television, and as we know, mental health is a big concern. Now, in terms of mental health, we know emotions at the back of that, feeling pain, feeling fed up, feeling, that's emotion. And I remember when I was at school a few years ago, and we had 120 people in our year, and one of them self-harmed. We were shocked, it was absolute horror. So in 2012, when I heard the statistic of 1 in 12 children self-harmed, I was horrified. I was absolutely, that can't be right. I'm a bit of a sceptic, that can't be right. So the kids that I was working with, teenagers that I was working with, I went to them, because they know that they're kids, their peers, their friends. And they went, oh yeah, that's probably right, because so many kids do. It's like, no, we've got to stop that. So emotion is behind all of that. This time of year, New Year's resolutions, the common ones, getting fit, giving up smoking, eating healthier, losing weight, the common ones. And what is it that makes people fail? Getting fit. I feel a bit tired. I feel a bit tired. I'll go tomorrow. I feel a bit achy. I feel a bit lazy. So it's feelings, emotions are behind it. Whereas if you've got the emotions of, no, I'm going to do it, we are the champions, I'm going to succeed in my goal, then it's a different set of emotions. If, say, for example, you want to give up smoking, it's ideal that we look at the emotional side of things, because a lot of people smoke as a coping mechanism. They need it, whether it's to cope with the stress of life, or even socially. They have to smoke to be in with their friends and family. So if you just whip away the activity of smoking, they're left high and dry, and emotionally it could go all sorts of places. So emotion is so important. I work as a person in all sorts of areas, corporate areas, teaching people presentation skills and public speaking. And how many people in the room are comfortable public speaking? Great, loads of you, yes, because that proves that you can. Now, those that don't, all that's going wrong there is some emotion. I feel uncomfortable. I might get stuck in my mind. And there are things that we can do incredibly simply to actually, if we choose, it's about choice, because you might not want to do it, you might not want to feel comfortable. And if you don't want to feel comfortable and you want to feel pain, come and see me. We'll have a one-to-one. So there's things we can do if we have choice. We have that choice. And you might have heard the phrase, give a man a fish and he can eat for a day. Teach him how to fish, he'll eat every day of his life. So I want to give you some fishing tips. Okay. So one of the things I work in is loss, and anybody that's suffered bereavement knows how painful that is. It's incredibly painful. But these methods work even with that real high peak of pain and emotion. So let's work with it. They can also, and I'm not sure whether they will, they can also work with maybe generating some heat. Is anybody a bit cold at the moment? Okay. I'm dead brave, I've taken my gloves off. Okay, so what I want to do, finish with that now, is show you a method called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. It's a tapping technique that taps on acupressure points. It's safe, it works along the acupuncture system. Acupuncture has been proven in various medical clinical trials. What they don't know is how it works. So it's been proven, and last year in one of the cancer research journals, there was a study helping patients with once-a-week acupuncture. Now, EFT is without the needle, and what we're doing is just gently stimulating the points. Okay, so what I want to do is to show you so that you've got the choice of either exploring it or using it for yourself in the future, but maybe right now, getting a little bit warmer. No guarantees, it's just to pass on and show that it's well worth trying it with the cold. So this is what you do. Imagine you're doing a karate chop, so you tap here. And I've worked with this process on myself. I'm a skeptic, so it had to prove itself time and time again with me before I was curious, never mind the convinced. So this is where we talk about whatever the problem is. So just repeat after me. Even though I feel really cold.
I feel really cold.
It's really cold in here.
It's really cold in here.
And my fingers and toes
My fingers and toes
are cold.
are cold.
And some of the rest of me is as well.
The rest of it.
So even though
I'm cold.
I love and approve of me. Now, if you're not comfortable saying I love me, love is one of the most wonderful emotions. That's okay, that's just something to work with. It's good to love ourselves. If we love ourselves, we can actually love each other even more. So, if you're not comfortable with that, for now we're just going to pretend. So, even though I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
My hands and my toes are freezing.
Hands and my toes are freezing.
I love and approve of me.
I love and approve of
So
me. Even though
I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
I accept and approve of me.
I accept and approve of me.
So even though I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
I accept and approve of me anyway.
I accept and approve of me.
Now with 2 fingers, tap at the beginning of one of your eyebrows. So it's slightly to the side of it doesn't matter what side of the face either. And just, I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
Side of the head, where that little dip is, I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
Freezing.
Now under the eye, on the bone, I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
Freezing.
I'm freezing.
Freezing.
Now under the nose, I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
Freezing.
Now on the chin, I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
Now on the collarbone, I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
I'm still freezing.
Still freezing.
Under the arm, maybe for a strap like this. Some men know where that is. I'm freezing.
I'm freezing.
Okay, breathing. That would be scooping. Okay, so that's basically the routine. How spooky and weird is that? That's what I thought when I first came across it, and I was like, I'm not doing that. That's weird. Because I'm a skeptic. I was like, I'm not doing that. So then it was testing it on me. I have mild asthma that is triggered by cigarette smoke or cats. And one night, after I'd been to the pub, in the days when I was smoking in the pubs, my asthma was noisy breathing, I used to call it. And I was sat in front of the fire with Mrs. Doyle on my knee. Mrs. Doyle's the cat. And so the smoke had activated it, Mrs. Doyle's on my knee, and I thought, right, if you're any good, get rid of me noisy breathing. And within 5 minutes it did. And I was like, that shouldn't work. But like the littlest God said, what if there were a resource in here that I can use to change things in me? Whether it's something like an asthma attack, or confidence, or pain. So anytime, so try it and test it. So if, say for example, you've got a physical pain, like an aching knee or whatever, measure it between 0 and 10, whatever number it is to you, and do it. And then just work on whatever that feels like to you. So it could be this irritating pain in my knee, this spiky pain, whatever it is, whatever the words are. And just try it. Try it for 10 minutes and see what happens. Now, emotions are behind New Year's resolutions. They're behind, if we love our New Year's resolutions, we're more likely to actually succeed with them. If we hate them with a passion, and it's painful, that's going to be a harder journey. But if we want that goal, we can tap through that pain. So if you've got a New Year's resolution and you've got some emotion that's going to stop you from achieving it, you can tap on whatever it is that comes to mind. I don't want to do that. My New Year's resolution is I've started Irish dancing at the age of 30 plus that at an extortionate rate. And I started and I went to an Irish dancing class on Thursday. And I can't tell you the pain that I'm suffering, but I'm going to do it. So I will tap through the pain because part of it's pain and part of it's a bit laziness and part of it's a little bit I can't remember the steps. So try it. It's all out there on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. I use it with kids for revision and exam performance. And I'm not putting out any guarantees because I'm not allowed to do that. But I know it's helped me miraculously pass an exam that I really shouldn't have passed just by doing this for 10 minutes ago before I was qualified in the process. So if you ever want, go on YouTube. I've got a routine I use for kids who were going through and they came back and said, it works. So go with them. So now you might have noticed that you've got a balloon. I love balloons. Now, you don't have to take part, because I know that some people do have allergies to latex, rubber kind of thing. And it's nothing kinky. So if you're not comfortable with this, then that's fine. Just experience what we're going to experience. Now, love is one of the most powerful emotions. It can help us fail in our New Year's resolutions. I love chocolate. I love watching those Marks and Spencer's adverts that seduce me. I love achieving, whatever. So love can be really powerful. So what I want you to do, I'm just going to go through a wide variety of loves that are really good, and it's good to love ourselves. First of all, what I want you to do is to blow into the balloon one breath, and do it nice and gently, don't give yourself joy. Nice and gently, the love that you would give a child that's crying. That's not bad for someone with asthma. Okay, and hold it. I'll be quick so that we don't lose it. Now I want you to put in the love that you would give to a friend in need, to a friend that's hurting. Yeah? Sorry about that, always. Now what I want to do is to put the love, unconditional love that you would want for a child, that you would also, wait for it, that you'd also be prepared to have and receive yourself. Fantastic. So now what I want you to do is to hold it like this. And this is where the children will love. If the children want to come and stand up here and watch what we're going to do. These balloons are filled with pure love. And we're going to, on the count of 3, we're going to release them into the air. And all of that love is going to be in the air. And it's going to fall down on every single one of us. So we're all, when I've done 3, 2, 1, when I've done that, we're all going to experience phenomenal, wonderful, unconditional love. Yeah? Are we up for it? I might have to get a picture of this one. Okay. So do you want to watch? Okay. What you can do as well, another tapping point is here. So anytime you feel anxious, tap here. So tap here and just breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Before, now it's powerfully charged. And what you can do is, you can pick up a balloon and take it and keep it for later, and any time in your life that life is hitting you with that wet fish, the fishing tip, look at it and know that everybody in this room sends you love in that challenging moment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maureen. I could jump into just before with all these sessions. So we know that we're full of even more love than we started, which is brilliant. And the next bit we're going to do is called So-and-So Says. And this is where we ask a member of the audience to get in contact with us before this to let us know if they've got anything that they want to share with us. And today we've got Colin, who wants to come and share with us. So Colin, if you will come up, and we're going to give him a warm welcome.
Hey everyone, so as I understood it, the theme for today is all about success. So I've written a short thing about sort of different visions of success. So we tend to think of success as being about wealth and status, and underlying these is that success is about control, that wealth allows us to decide how to live, and status lets us influence others. Studies have shown that people are healthier and live longer in spite of having more stressful jobs if they're in control of their work, while work that is physically and mentally undemanding can still be very stressful for workers out of control. So in a basic sense, control over our lives, our work, is part of well-being, and it's become part of how we picture success. But taking control as a value, it can become a need for power, and power that is lessened by compromising for others. I think our society as a whole has come to value wealth and status for the privileges they give an individual, rather than for the role they give in their community. A few cases in the news recently I think highlighted how people in the public eye who seem to have success have actually become isolated or seek to exert power over others for its own sake in ways that are harmful or extreme. Happiness is held up as another marker of success, the subjective experience of it. But people that are widely admired, that we could and I think should call successful, have chosen to make major compromises to their own happiness for wider benefit. Edward Snowden gave up his job security and freedom to tell people around the world what he thought they needed to know. As he put it, I'm still working for the NSA right now. They're the only ones who don't know it. And he's likely to spend the rest of his life in jail for that decision. Nelson Mandela also made great compromises to his happiness and that of his family, yet is one of the most celebrated people of our times. He helped popularise a term for a different idea of success from his Bantu tribe called Ubuntu, which means literally humanness or human kindness, and it can be defined as the belief in a universal bond of sharing that connects all humanity. Mandela said, Ubuntu does not mean that people should not enrich themselves. The question is, are you going to do so in order to enable the community around you to be able to improve? So I think we need to shift to success more like that, away from something for an individual marked by power and happiness, to one that is based on being a good neighbour, a good citizen, a good community developer, not to the exclusion of other things, but as their fruition. How does that kind of shift happen? I think by doing things to do them, rather than for what we get from them. It's hard for us to frame motivation, which is not about rewards. So the example I like to give, I guess it seems like a small thing in a way, but the example I like to give is about politeness. We don't act out of consideration for others, just in order to get the same back, though it helps, or to receive a thank you, or to be held in a little higher esteem, although these help too. We act considerately considerately because we've made a collective decision that it's part of a good way to be. So that's the model I see. And expanding that into other areas of our lives. I think what we need is a shift in how we see success away from the personal to one which is about collective flourishing, because in the end we are only each successful when we're all successful.
Thank you, Colin. Again, we've gone into this, we've had some really thoughtful words there for Colin and kind of inspirational, and we've had more in terms of lots of things. So it kind of feels like I'm going to slap all that in the face again and throw us out with another upbeat song. But I want you to hold into your heads kind of what we've talked about there, because that will become very relevant soon. So again, to get everyone, I think, up on their feet, even if you're not a big singer, just to warm yourselves up. If you want to have a bit of a dance along with Alvin, that is fine. I'm going to sing another song, so I'm still standing. That's fine.
Everybody dance!
You never know what it's like with freaks just like us. It's cold on the chance for you. They'll take ask you. No,
Thanks, Carl.
Welcome.
Okay. So the next bit we're coming to is a chance for us to actually, again, try and grow this kind of community feel, so a chance for you to meet and greet your neighbour, say hello. And part of that as well is that we do a collection, because everything we do here is obviously we're volunteers, but we have to unfortunately pay for things, because we're not giving anything for free. If you know somewhere that wants to host us for free, let us know. So we're going to pass around some tins. This isn't the end, so we've just got a little bit after this. But this is a chance for everyone to have a bit of a chat and get to know each other. And then when we come back, we'll have another little song, and then just a few notices, and then we'll be going through for tea cake, which is not obviously why everyone's come, but it's a nice perk of being here after the cold. So it's a chance for everyone to turn to the neighbour, have a chat, get to know each other, and the tins will be coming round shortly. Thank you. Just a few things that I wanted to say before we wrap up, which is underneath your seat you'll see you've got a little star, which I'm sure lots of people have been wondering about. Now, later on we'll go for tea and cake, you can start now. It's a little star for you to put on there New Year's resolution that you would have obviously thought about when you were reflecting earlier. So it's for you to take away. And when you're having tea and cake, we put up a washing line of success, I believe they're calling it, where you can hand up your New Year's resolution and maybe get some inspiration from the other ones that I've been hand up. And there's a few things I want to run through, then we're going to end with a song. So we're not going to go through a whole list of notices because we know everyone's cold. We've got a board in the back, so we've got a notice board, surprisingly, where you can read through some of the things that are up and coming that we're going to be organising. Again, a chance for you to, when you get back, to talk to any of us. So if anyone else would like to be a host, that would be welcome. And we need more people for the house band, so we need more musicians. Like I said, we're volunteering, so the more people, the more resources we've got to pull on, that would be fantastic. Again, anyone that would like to use a poem, if you want to come up and do a speech or anything like Colin did, that's what we need to help grow this and to keep doing things. We really want to build kind of a community where we can start helping charities, so any suggestions about that, or people that want to volunteer, that's what we're all about, okay? And before we finish, because we're going to end on a song, I would like to do the thank yous. So obviously thank you for Joseph for your poem, that was very inspiring, thank you. And obviously Colin, you came with some inspiring stuff for us, and again, if you want to do that, and Maureen, thank you. And also the sheep choir, who started us last day, which was brilliant, and I've been here for everyone. Thank you very much. And obviously Albert and Carl, who are heading up the music for us, and again, I think they would greatly appreciate it. Anyone else who would like to help. So that's it, you don't have to listen to me anymore. And we're going to end with another song, Eye of the Tiger, and then once the song's over, if you want to make your way through to the back for tea and cake and warm up, and carry on to know your neighbour. Feel free. So everyone up for another song. Thank you.
glory. When the distance now I'm not going to stop, just a man and his will to survive. It's me, I am tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of life. And the last one's flowers, that's free in the night, and he's watching us all in the eye. Of tiger. The eye of tiger. The eye of tiger. Number 5. The eye of tiger.
Thank you, Robbie and Carl. I said I wasn't going to come back, but I just want to again reiterate, Team Cake in the back, go and hang your star up, and it's the second Sunday of every month, so watch your space for where the next one will be. Alright, thank you for coming.